If your money is spread across different investment accounts and you're not sure how to make the most of each one, this video is for you. These are the 5 accounts that we used to reach financial freedom. But this is the scary part. It can quietly cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars with the wrong strategies, even if you use the same 5 accounts. The accounts are not the secret. The strategies are. So today, I'm going to share with you the 5 accounts that hold most of our money, except for our houses, how they work together, and the 3 mistakes to avoid so that you wouldn't lose hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hi, if you are new here, my name is Angie. My husband Thailand and I retired at 35 and 38, and on this channel, we're sharing exactly how we set up our finance before and after financial independence. So if you are interested in financial freedom or long-term travel, subscribe and join us to the Stroll to Freedom. Before we get to what the accounts are, I want to start with the foundation of our entire system, because every dollar gets a job before it gets an account, which means that before we decide where to put our money, we need to know what that money is supposed to do. Let's start with when we receive the income. The income would flow into 2 buckets. The first one is short to medium, and the second one is long term. And within the first one, it would have 3 main jobs: emergency and money that we can access immediately, which is available now, and also money that we can access 3 to 12 months short to medium terms. And the reason why I don't have the flow go into the emergency, because I assume that we already have it set up and put aside. But if you're still building it, make sure that you have the money flow into your emergency as well. Emergency and available now, both you can access immediately. The only difference is emergency you cannot touch until there's, of course, an emergency, while the available now is more for day-to-day basics, right? And then for the long term, it will have 2 main jobs: retirement investment and taxable investments. So these are the 5 jobs that we want our money to do. And let's go back to the 5 accounts. So 4 out of 5 jobs here would go to 1 account. The first one, which is the brokerage account. We have ours in Fidelity, but you can open it with any reputable platforms out there like Vanguard or Schwab, etc. I'm going to share with you what we currently have in our brokerage account. You can see how all of the money in the accounts mapping into the jobs. So we have some money market funds and S-Gov that go to our emergency or available now. And we also have bonds. It's more important for us to have bonds now because we already retired and we're still within the first few years of our retirement to avoid the sequence of return risk. But it's also good to have diversification in your portfolio. And then we also have international stocks that are our taxable investments. I made a video about different types of cash in our brokerage account. Check it out to see our approach to money market funds and T-bills. All right, moving on. Now we have the last job, which is retirement investment, and that would flow into 4 accounts. So they are traditional IRA, Roth IRA, HSA, and the last one, I just kind of like combine all of them together: traditional 401k, Roth 401k, and HSA through employer, because you can only get these accounts if you have an employer that provides them. Some people are qualified for Roth and some are not, but it's always good to have all of those accounts for the strategies I'm going to share later. When the money flow in, we want them to flow into retirement accounts first, because they are some of the most powerful tools for us to build wealth because they are tax advantage. But the thing is, tax advantage don't guarantee the best outcome. The wrong decisions inside these accounts can quietly cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars over the span of 30 years. So let's look at 3 ways these accounts can work against you if you're not careful. So the first one is HSA fee and investment threshold. We have 2 HSA accounts, right? One you would get through your employer, and the other one is your personal HSA. The employer HSAs are accounts with Optum or Health Equity or HSA Bank, etc. And the difference between these 2 accounts are: the first one is employer HSA account usually would ask for a minimum balance for you to invest. Let's say you have $5,000 in your HSA, but you need to have $2,000 in cash and you can only invest $3,000, while your personal HSA allows you to invest the entire amount. HSA is a very powerful account because it's a triple tax advantage account, and we can make a whole video about it. The gist of it: you should prioritize investing with your HSA instead of saving money to pay for your medical expenses. And then the second difference is the employer HSA would come with maintenance or investment fees when there's no fee in the other HSA. So this is how we would approach this. You'll still let the contribution go from the paycheck to the employer HSA so that you can avoid federal and FICA taxes like Social Security and Medicare taxes. And then you would do periodically trustee to trustee transfer from the employer HSA to your personal one, and make sure that you leave a small small balance only if required to keep your employer HSA open. So this way, you will be able to avoid as much as possible the HSA fees and investment threshold. Now moving on to the next money killer, 401k fees. Let's take a step back. So this is the order of investment. If you cannot max out every single account out there, you would focus on maxing out the 401k up to the employer's match because that's just free money. You cannot leave it on the table. And then the next thing is you should max out your HSA, then your IRA, then go back and max out your 401k. And then if you are more ambitious, you can do the mega backdoor Roth, right? So usually with all of these, you would leave your money inside your 401k. The problem is there are a few differences between 401k and an IRA that you should take into consideration. So the first one is the 401k usually would come with account admin fees. It can be a flat annual fees or small percentage of account balance, while there's no fee in an IRA. So if you want to find out the fees in your 401k plan, you can go to the platform where you have your 401k and look for the fee disclosure of that plan. It's a doc, but the easiest way is just email your HR and ask for it. Hey, can you share our 401k fee disclosure? And the next one is 401k usually has a very limited menu, while IRA, you can select anything under the sky. So you have a lot more access to ETF and index funds out there. And the last thing is the 401k often prefer a pricier share class of the same fund, while in the IRA usually would get the cheapest price available. I said it often right here is because sometimes the employer can offer a very powerful 401k that actually comes with even cheaper shares than you would find in the IRA. If you work for the Fortune 500, the government, or the school, make sure you look into the 401k and compare the price of shares of the same fund. But for the rest of us, it's always better to go with the IRA. Now, with all of those reasons, it's better to roll your 401k out to your IRA. So if you have Roth 401k, you would roll it into Roth IRA. If you have traditional 401k, you would roll it to traditional IRA. The bottom line is just run the number on the admin fee, the expense ratio, and the price per share, and then see which one works better for you. For a lot of us, do a rollover from the 401k to the IRA would save us a lot of fees. But there's one exception, and that takes us to the last mistake that you can make to lose money, and that is backdoor Roth. Backdoor Roth is for people who are not qualified for Roth anymore. The way we do it is when you have your income, contribute it to your traditional IRA, don't invest yet. And as soon as the transaction is posted, immediately move it to the Roth IRA, then make sure to invest it. Never let the money sit in your IRA without investing it. And it's very simple. On Fidelity or Vanguard, it's one of the options that you can choose with your traditional IRA to convert it into a Roth IRA. When you do it immediately after the transaction, you're very likely able to avoid any taxes occurred from the time that you put the money in to the time that you do the rollover. So this is backdoor Roth in a nutshell. The most important thing that you have to pay attention to with backdoor Roth is pro rata rule. What does it mean? In a gist, it means that your traditional IRA has to have zero money by the end of the year that you did the conversion. Let's say I already have 10K in my traditional IRA. Now this year, I want to do backdoor Roth IRA, right? So I contribute $7,000 into my traditional IRA and do the whole backdoor Roth conversion on that amount. But because of the $10,000 that I have in the account at the beginning, it would get complicated with the pro rata rule. But if you still want to do backdoor Roth, here are a few options for you. If you have an old 401k, you can either keep it in that account or move it into your current 401k. But make sure to check the plan's fees just to see which one is better for you. So that wouldn't touch the traditional IRA, right? You keep all of your pre-tax contributions in your 401k. Another thing is if you're in between jobs, maybe just leave your 401k in the old account and then move it to the newer ones whenever you get a new job. Don't roll over to a traditional IRA. And again, make sure to compare the fee between the old and the new 401k plan. If you already have existing money in your traditional IRA, but you really want to do the backdoor Roth, you can roll into your current 401k plan if the plan allows it. That's what we did. After running a bunch of numbers, we realized that even though moving the traditional IRA money back to the 401k that comes with a fee is still better than keeping it in the traditional IRA account without being able to do the backdoor Roth. Another thing where you can convert the entire amount into Roth, but make sure you set aside cash to pay tax on that converted amount. I am actually editing the video right now, and then I just realized that there's actually one exception that you should consider before rolling over from your 401k to your IRA. It's called Rule 55. For those who are going to retire in the year that you turn 55, you can withdraw from your 401k, the current one, not the old one, without the 10% withdrawal penalty fees. If you roll it over to your IRA, then you cannot withdraw without the penalty until you turn 59 and a half. So something to keep in mind. In the end, there are multiple strategies to optimize your money growth and also save money. It really comes down to math. So run the numbers thoroughly and make an informed decision. With all the things that I have just shared, I'm gonna show how you can actually lose hundreds of thousands of dollars if you're not careful with those fees. In the case of my HSA, if I don't move it to my personal HSA in Fidelity, I would lose about this much amount over 30 years, given that if I contribute $4,000 a year. And in the case of 401k, this is the scenario if I just invest $100k in year one and never touch it again, never contribute more to it. After 30 years, this is the amount that I would have lost if I left the money inside a high fee 401k plan. And another scenario is if I contribute $20,000 a year for 30 years, and this is how much I would have lost leaving it in a 401k plan with a high fee. Combine the first one, the third one, it can easily 500k. Anything you should take from this video, this is the one I want you to remember. Never underestimate fees. Let's say I invest 500k over 30 years. Usually in my personal account, I would have 7% return, right? This is how much I would have. But with just 1% fee for any reason, like an admin fee, an advisor fee, anything that can add fees to your investment, even if it's at 1%, it can cost you a lot at the end. So be very careful with fees. You can try to optimize your investments as much as possible, maxing out your contributions using the Mega Backdoor Roth and the Backdoor Roth. But if the accounts that you have come with fees, or if somehow you want to have a financial advisor, which I don't think is that necessary, and that person said, okay, I'm just going to charge you 1% fee. Those fees going to drain your freedom out. So today we talk about the 5 accounts that hold most of our money, how they work together, and then 3 mistakes to avoid so that you wouldn't drain hundreds of thousands of dollars out of your investment account. And if you're interested in how we approach our cash, as I shared earlier, it's not in a checking account or a high yield saving account. We keep 99% of our cash in our brokerage account, and I talk more in details in this video. So check it out if you're interested. All right, I hope it's helpful. And let me know in the comment below what are the 2 things that you're going to apply from this video. Right, good luck with your stroll to freedom. Bye now.